Okay, we know now whether an individual block is part of a chain or not. And what we need to implement now, and we'll do it in this lesson, is a method that goes through all of the elements in the main grid and finds all of the elements that need to be cleared or destroyed. Basically, the elements that are part of chains. There are no chains in the reserve grid. There are only chains on the main grid, the one that's visible to the user. So, let's create a new method. match3.board.prototype.findAllChains, and what this method does, it will find all chains and it will return an array with all the individual chain blocks that need to be destroyed. So we're going to create an array and we will need a loop, just like we've done in the past. Also, let's create the loop variables. So we don't need to do any printing or anything. So all we need to do is just check whether this dot is chained. What are we going to pass in? An element located with a row of I, column of J. So if that element is chained, then we need to add it to our chained array. So chain push, and what we push is this same thing. So all we're doing is just going through all of them and finding all of the chains. We can do a console log of all chain just to see if it works and return chained. So as you can see, we're building this as different separate blocks, as Lego pieces, building blocks, and then we're gonna put it all together. So we still have a few more pieces to build. Let's see if this one's working. So find all chains. This is giving us 9 objects because there are actually 3 chains happening here. The first chain is these 3 number 5s in here. The second chain is this 3 number 6. And then we have these 3 number 2s. So our method gives us all of the chains that are available in an array. And the next step will be to destroy all of those objects, which means that those cells should go to have a value of 0. And then the next step will be to replace them by elements from the reserve, and also elements that are on top of them. For example, these 5 disappear, so this should go down 1, this should go down, and this should go down, and then these 3 numbers should occupy these 3 places here. So those are things that we have to do next. To summarize, all we're doing here is going through every single cell and checking whether that cell is in a chain or not. If it is in a chain, then we keep it in an array, and later on we'll use that to clear those blocks.